Yay! Yes, I am live. Hi, Danielle. Whew, technical issues. Got them ironed out. Thank you for coming to my channel for this live. I am going to make this as quick and as easy as I possibly can for you because I certainly appreciate you stopping by my channel. Certainly go ahead and like it, and if you like it enough to subscribe, please do that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. I am making a saddle, uh, headstone saddle. That's what I really like to call them, a headstone saddle for Memorial Day. I have already started with this process by going ahead and adding all of the greenery and the foam and the moss to this so that I can kind of make this as quick of a process as possible. Now, one thing I do want to say is that if you leave me any kind of chats, any comments, or anything like that, right now I can't respond back to them. I could probably barely see the fine print that's in there, even with my glasses. But after this is over, I will go back in and I will certainly respond to your comments and to any questions that you may have. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And the flowers that I'm using for this are the dahlia, which is just a nice, beautiful, full flower. And it's gonna give a lot of coverage on this. The dahlia, if you are familiar with the meaning of it, it means strength, showing strength. And I think for Memorial Day, that this was a perfect flower to use to represent that for people, whether they're military individuals or just someone special in your life that you want to use a headstone saddle for. So I've got my glue pot over there and I'm just, there we go, getting this first one down in there. And the way I'm going to design this is I'm going to come around in like a semicircle with the red flowers, and then I'm going to fill in the middle with the white dahlias, and then finally I'm going to add this ribbon that I created. I'm going to do a quick short as well and show you how I did this and put that out there for you. But I went ahead and made it because, again, I value time, yours and mine. And so I just wanted to go ahead and just get started with this live. And so I'm just going ahead and, like I said, I'm going to go around in somewhat of a semicircle with these, dipping it in the glue and just going right directly into that foam. And you can kind of hear it as it's getting down in there. And let's see, a taller one. And on each bunch of the flowers that I had, both the red and the white, I had a total of 7 on each one. So a total of 14 flowers. Get in there. There we go. That I'm using for this. And you can tell that it's down in there because you kind of hear that little bit of a crunch as it goes down into the foam. Now, one thing about this foam as well, I added moss on top of it. If you decide to do that when you're making your own, make sure that you don't use glue to stick that moss down. Otherwise, once it hardens up, it'll be very, very difficult for you to get in here. There we go. To actually get your pieces, whether it's your greenery or whether it's your flowers, it'll be very difficult to try to get that down in here. So I'm just going to turn this around just so you can kind of see how that front is starting to form. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I got one more that's going to come over on this side. And my goal was to try to keep all of them the same level. I've got this one right over on this side that's really sticking out quite a bit. So I'm just going to go in and clip it. Instead of trying to pull it out of the foam, I'll just clip it right down at the bottom, dip some more glue in it, and get it down there so it's a little bit more uniform and equal with all of the other ones. Got to use a little bit of elbow grease. And I've got this on top of a turntable, so that's making it just a little bit more challenging to get it down in there the way I want it to. But there it is. And I'll turn that around again so you can see how it's got to kind of have that semicircle formed in there. Now I'm going to start with the white dahlias in there and come around again in the middle and just kind of follow that same shape. And some of these I may just have to clip a little bit more. I went ahead and clipped everything off of the bunch of flowers. So again, make it a little bit more easier to go ahead and get this project ready and get it through as quickly as I can. Now the other thing that I'm doing with my dahlias is I'm making sure that I just push that greenery all the way up to the top, and that does give a lot more fullness at the top of the flower too. So I got one that I'm going to go in there. Nice crunchy sound. And then what I'm going to do once I'm done filling in with the flowers, then I'll go in and add my greenery. I like to, as I mentioned before, I like to add a lot of greenery to my floral arrangements. I just think it just gives it a lot more interest to it. And it just really rounds out there we go. I'm going to turn that around so you can see it. It just really rounds out the design. And so that's how it looks as it's coming around. Isn't that pretty? Those nice, bright, pretty red flowers are going to really stand out as this is displayed over your loved one's area. Little glue there. Then I'm going to come right on over on the corner and add a white one. And then I'm going to turn it around, of course, so that you can see how it looks as well. And another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another one right on this corner. It's getting in there. There we go. And this is what it looks like coming right around. And my little semicircle that I am creating for this. And the nice thing about these flowers is that the stems, you can bend them to help fill in. So I've got the first ones in there, and I'm leaving the space that's right in the middle. Once I fill that up with some greenery, I'm leaving that again so that I can go ahead and add the bow in there. Now I want to come in with some of my greenery and start filling that up. And I've got this one, I've used this one before on another one. I like the leaves in it, the variation and color in there. So I'm just going to start, I'm going to turn this back around and try to do it so that you can see it too. And I'm having these come up a little bit higher, a little bit taller. And then what I'm going to follow with is some lower greenery to fill up in the bottom. And I cut these as well, again, for the sake of time. See how that looks right there on that corner. So I'm going to come on around on this side and keep working. And I'm sorry, but the saddle kind of slips off of this Lazy Susan, but we're still going to get it to work. And I have a video out there, a quick short on how you could, to make a headstone saddle. It gives you even more detailed information, more step-by-step on how to create the base for the saddle. And I'm just going to bring that around where you can see a lot of that greenery and how you can see the difference in that variation in that color. And then I'm going to work some more on this side, and I'm going to continue to come around. Quick question out there for anyone that is watching. Thank you so much. But, you know, is this something that you would like to do for someone that has passed on, someone that's special for you, and you'd like to decorate that area? If this is something that you would like to do, I think that that is just a very special way to add color to that site, to that area, as well as just kind of show just how much you appreciate that person and let their memory live on in you and the nice, sweet things that you want to do for them. And I'm doing this one, what I'm calling more for Memorial Day, but of course it could be used for Mother's Day. I'm going to look to try to add a couple of flags. Oh, I don't think I want that one here. I want this one on this side. I still want to leave some room on in that middle part. And I'm going to pull that around so you can see it. It's really pretty. Just really trying to fill in that space as tall as possible. I might have to lose this Lazy Susan at some point. It's just really probably just a little bit more cumbersome for what I'm trying to do with this video. But we'll see. We'll see if we can make it work. This is definitely a nice wreath for someone in your family that may have served in the armed forces. I think this is a good way to honor them as well with this red, white. And there's going to be some blue in there. Where the blue is coming in is with the stars that are in the ribbon. So I'm adding this taller greenery here around. Okay, Lazy Susan. Okay, and I'm getting those strings off too from the glue. Usually I just wait to the end, but sometimes they just kind of get in the way while I'm working. But they're easy to get rid of once you're done. Okay, I got a few more pieces of this. I want to make sure that I try to use up as much of my greenery as possible. I got a piece right back here, a little space. I want to add some. And then I can start filling in with some of my other greenery. So, what do you think so far? We're getting there. We're probably about maybe halfway done with this. So once you've got your base and you decide what kind of design that you're going to use, the rest of it pretty much just falls into place. And I had to think about, before I came on camera, exactly how I wanted to design this. So I did a couple of different designs, but I think coming up with this one is one that I really like, and I hope that it's something that you will enjoy as well. And one more piece of this beautiful greenery right here. And then I'm going to come in with some smaller, lower to fill in. Got a spot right in here. To fill in some of the other areas. And I'm going to use pieces of these to cover up more of the inside, or I'll call the floor of this. I'm going to start filling it in that way. And I've cut these off too. They were on, I think I'll use that one. They were on a large bunch of flowers or a stem. And I just cut those all down too. I'll show you what those look like. Nice and springy. One of the other headstone saddles that I did, it's all yellow and white flowers, and that one is not as uniform as this one is. The other one has more of a wispy feel to it, where to me it just kind of looks like it's all growing out in a garden. And I've got that one out there posted if you'd like to take a look at that and see how I put that one together. If that's more your style, that's a good option. And I hope that you can see, well, actually it is starting to fill it up in here a lot more. And I think I'm using about 2 bunches of this greenery to fill everything in. Down in the lower level. There we go. And then of course I have some more greenery that I'm going to come into and add and just fill more up at the top. And I'm bending it, the stem of it just a little bit, like I usually do, to kind of give it a little bit more of a natural look to it. And I think I am almost done with these pieces. And then I'm going to show you how that's just filled in real good in here. Couple more pieces and I think we're done with this one. And one, here's another little piece. Okay, try to use every bit of it up that I can. Whatever's laying on the table, it's probably going to end up in here. Pick that up so you can see it. See how it's just really filled up in that area. And what's going to help me some more to fill up that area is when I add the bow, which is coming up very, very shortly. And I've got some other greenery, and a tip on that, anytime you find that you have some extra greenery after you cut off a lot of your flowers, go ahead and hold on to it for another project, because you can always use the little pieces that are left, like I'm doing, to add some coverage in your project. So this is a piece that was left over, and so what I'm doing is just cutting that in half, and that's kind of doubling what I'm going to have to use for this. So this just gives me more that I can use to kind of cover up on the inside. So I'm just going to add a few pieces here and there. And again, just bringing in another type of greenery to the project too. There it goes. Okay, I think it's time for this to go. So I'm going to take this and just drop it right under here. Ear loud boom, sorry. Okay, that's better. Oh, here's a piece that didn't make it. Okay, this is going to make it a lot easier to finish this up. Making it easier to turn too. I originally thought that Lazy Susan would make it easier, but not so much. Let's add this right here. And see how that's just filled everything in there. Really, really nice. Now what I want to do is add some taller greenery, so I have what I call some of the things that I like to fly away. So I've got these, which I added some of it around the front when I attached the fern, and when I started to build the bottom of it. So I'm just going to dip that and split that right down in there. And it's just going to come up just a little bit over the top of the flowers. Now, instead of turning, I just get to move around and add everything in. But I've got a lot more control by doing it this way, and it's not falling off. And so I'm going to hold that up so you can see where I've got some of those green pieces that are coming up over there. And then I've got a few more that I'm going to add near the front. And I'm going to almost say I'm done. I say that, but then I start adding other pieces to it. It's a habit. And now I'm going to add some pieces down here. That piece right in here on the side. And I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to add another piece on this side. The other nice thing about this is, even if you do see the bottom of the saddle, what you're going to see is the greenery that you added in there with the foam. And I'm just going to pull that one up so it'll stand right nice and tall in there. And now I think I'm ready to add my bow, and then I will fill in more around the bow if needed. And I think I dropped my bow. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay, thanks for waiting. I thought I heard something fall. Okay, so here is the bow that I made. And I've dovetailed my ends on it. And I've got about 4 It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've got my top ribbon there. And then my streamers, I have about 5 streamers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it right in there. Let me make sure I don't get any glue on it. Let that up. Let my streamers hang out. And you see how that bow just really fit right in that spot. And it's covering up the rest of the greenery. Now I ended up with 2 dahlias, and I want to use everything. I don't want to leave anything out. I want to go ahead and make sure I use all of my items here. So I'm going to put one on, let's see. Well, let's see real quick. Wanted to add these flags, and I can at the end. So I'm not going to put the dahlias there. Instead, I'm going to add the flag. Put that one down in there real good. There we go. The flag, one on each corner. One more, did that in a lot of glue because I want to make sure that it stays put. And I'm going to add it on this side. There we go. When you hear that little crunchy sound in there, you know it's in there. Now for my 2 remaining dahlias, let's see. Got that? I think I'm going to put the 2 of them, the last 2 right in the back. And then I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to show you how it all turned out. That's looking nice and good. Couple small pieces of greenery. I think I'm going to add those in the back. The dahlias. I really appreciate you stopping by and taking time out of your day to share this with me. I hope that it gives you some ideas, that it gives you some inspiration. If this is something that you would like to try, I really appreciate that. And now at this point, I am going to consider this done. You tell me what you think. I love the way all the greenery just kind of came in there. And I've got my flag on each side, and that just kind of hangs out there just a little bit. And then the gorgeous dahlias on top, and then the ribbon, the nice bow with the stars and the stripes on there, representing, in my mind, a salute to those that have served. Thank you for your service. For the families of those individuals, they also serve as well. So I just want to thank you for your service. Memorial Day is a time of remembrance, and I hope that this is something that can help you to honor that person in your life. Well, thank you for watching my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Comes to commercial. Just thank you. Just thank you for coming to see me. And I hope that you like it, and I hope that you'll come back for more. And until then, whatever you do and wherever you go, be blessed. Thanks again. Bye-bye.